You speak so eloquently, which is not surprising because you've been in this industry for a really long time. You've seen it evolve. And I'm going to skip down a little bit because I know that you are a public speaker as well, and people
Sure.
can reach out to you to speak at their events or their virtual events now. And one of the topics that you have touched on is Ikigai. Am I saying that correctly?
That's right.
Am I saying it okay?
I like.
Right. I've practiced.
Yeah, you are. It's totally fine. I often find it amusing because it's not pronounced Ikigai, like you went on Tinder and you saw an Ikigai, so it's swipe left. It's not pronounced Ikigai. It's pronounced with a smile, so Ikigai. That's what I like to say.
So talk to us a little bit about what that is and why it's so special.
Interestingly, I am actually a newcomer to the concept of Ikigai, but once I found it so valuable and impactful and poignant to myself that I wanted to dive into it and really understand it and then share that inspiration with others so that they might too see how they might best be able to determine where their future might lie. The word Ikigai is essentially a Japanese word. It comes from the origination is from the Okinawans, and with a lot of people studying Okinawa and Okinawan culture, it was amazing to find that there were more centurions in Okinawa than in any other place on the earth, and so people seem to be living these fulfilling, happy, abundant lives. And so Ikigai. Iki is to live or reason, and Gai is your reason for being.
Okay.
And so Ikigai together is roughly translated into your life's work. Mm-hmm. Now, some people think about Ikigai as what is your purpose, and I don't look at Ikigai as being your purpose because I feel like your purpose from a very spiritual perspective is just to be and to exist. Mm-hmm. I really look at this as being a practical way of navigating your way through what your career or what your how to kind of align what your loves and your what you want to do in life with what you can do in terms of obtaining abundance and what your career could be like. And so I kind of partition it that way, which I think is a little bit more practical, especially now when a lot of people are thinking, oh gosh, well, I used to be able to do this. My employment is now like completely dissolved because I used to be in hospitality, or I used to work in a movie theater, or I used to work in wellness in a spa or in a gym, and now I can't. And how am I going to make a living? And and it becomes very, very, very stressful. It's interesting, when I attended the Global Wellness Institute Summit last fall, somebody coined us the Walking Wellness Wounded, which I thought was kind of amusing. It's kind of ironic, but befitting to say the least.
Yeah, absolutely. How are you using Ikigai for yourself currently in that, company, your movement? I want to keep saying that. Your movement is a little over a year old now. How are you applying it to your movement now? Yeah,
the thing that I am applying is that there are 4 different sectors to Ikigai. The first being, what is it that you love? And the second one is, well, what are you good at? The third is, well, what does the world need? And then the fourth is, what can you get paid for? Yeah. And so when you combine all of those into almost like this Venn diagram, and then you get to this sweet spot at the center where you're able to combine what you love with what you're good at, with what the world needs, and what you can get paid for, then that is really the focal point of your Ikigai. Mm-hmm. And so in thinking about what I wanted the human beauty movement to be and what it has evolved to, and a lot of it is very consistent, but it's almost been a reinforcement and a strengthening and a deepening of the intention and of how this is going to be played out going forward. Whereas before, for example, I only thought about the human beauty movement being in the beauty industry, which is somewhat narrow in focus, but now I'm thinking about it more as beauty and beyond, because the essence of beauty is not just in makeup or skincare or those traditional types of beauty products and services that we think of. Beauty is in the essence of art. It's in the essence of music. It's in the essence of the way that we communicate. There are so many other aspects of beauty that I think that are relevant to how this movement can be impactful and have a an influence or an inspiration rather on, you know, other ways that messages are being conveyed in different art forms or different vehicles.
Oh,
yeah. And so for me, you know, the things that I love, I mean, I do love art. I do love music. I do love beauty products. It's fun. You know, it was one of the reasons why I stayed in the industry for, you know, 20 odd years. It's just, I enjoy it. And frankly, I've gotten really good at it. So those are easy things. I've gotten 2 of those things, but then it's kind of like, well, what does the world need? I think that the world needs this wake-up call. I think that that's where this purpose and this mission becomes so apparent about radical inclusion and about wellness becoming so much a part of beauty, and not just in the like get a massage and self-care aspect. Wellness from the true, intrinsic, holistic, deeper intention that really kind of imbues all of your being. And then, of course, the what can you get paid for, which is the reason why I decided to found this as a for-profit company. It's not a nonprofit. I really want this to be about changing the game of economy and being an example and a part of, for example, like the B Corporation community, where we are looking to change business for good.
Yeah. No, that's amazing.